Rico received the rebel reinforcements on one of the KASHYYYK beaches that they had taken earlier. Hey there, Captain. It's good to see you lads manage to make it here in one piece. Well, not quite, Rico. We had to tango with a new Sith assassin of Sidious's. But we managed to break through. Good work, soldier. I'm afraid we may have to deal with that Sith assassin again someday, but for now, you've accomplished a great thing. Now here's the situation. We're attacking the mainland today, and if we achieve victory, then we will have taken the planet of Kashyyyk. But we should expect heavy resistance. We're hoping the local Wookiees will take up arms and help fight with us. But we can't count on that. Get your men ready, and we'll roll out in 30 minutes. Hey guys, what's going on? Daily Tactics here, and I am back with another episode of Rico's Brigade, and this is the final episode in the Battle of Kashyyyk saga that's been going on for a few episodes now. So here's Rico himself, and he has landed with a ton of LAATs on the sort of sandbar area of this Kashyyyk beach. This is the mainland to all of Kashyyyk here. And so he's just leaving the LAATs there as an extraction point after the battle. He's brought his own personal legion with him. He hasn't used these guys since like the first, second, third episode of Rico's Brigade. He used them heavily in the early parts of the war, but since has given them a long break, but they are now back fighting with Rico. And of course, the rebels are with them, who made a long and treacherous voyage to back up Rico in his Kashyyyk saga. They felt they needed to support their ally in his attempt here. So they're going to be coming forward and attacking the beach here, which is heavily defended by Imperial forest troopers who are heavily gunned. But this is really just an entree to the battle. We have Wookiee warriors back here who are planning on flanking the Imperials on the beachhead here. And so the beachhead, I feel like, is going to fall relatively quickly. But the real stage of the battle is this bunker over here, which the Imperials currently inhabit. And this has just so many Imperials in it, and all of them have really good choke points, and it's going to be very difficult for Rico's men to capture this area, I believe. But Rico has brought so many troops, he really wants to ensure a victory here, so we'll see how this goes. I think Rico is up for the task, and he should be able to do it, especially with this many troops, but at the same time, that last choke point area has been known to be extremely difficult for any army to take. I will be controlling Rico's men, just like the good old days of Rico's Brigade, and yeah, let's go ahead and press start here. So we're going to just go ahead and I think let's just move one group of men forward, and then the rest should follow once the blaster fire starts. I would like to just sort of let this beach assault play out on its own and not do too much micromanaging of Rico's men, simply because I think it could... Rico's men should be able to handle this part pretty easily, and it looks like they are. They're taking out the majority of these Imperial troopers before they can do really any real damage to Rico's Brigade. We see a few green laser fire coming in. That is all Wookiee laser fire from the back, and it looks like the Wookiees... yeah, they're moving into the trees now and helping out Rico after they answered the call from Rico, and the Wookiee resistance movement took up arms and went into a flanking position against the Imperial base that they knew was here. Alright, so the Imperials on the beach, yeah, they're going down very heavily. Few of them are living longer than a few minutes here. Yeah, and for the most part, they're all dead now. They've got a few snipers here or there, but overall, this beachhead was not a place that the Imperials, I think, planned to hold for very long. And now there's very few men left. Let's see if Rico's Brigade lost any men. They lost like 5 over here. And that's about it. Did the Wookiees lose any men? Wookiees didn't lose any men. Alright, so an extremely successful beach assault here. Let's start moving our men over into position over here. We'll send a few scouting parties over, and hopefully the rest of the army will follow. Like I said, this is just such a heavy choke point for the Imperials. Really, Rico's men have to funnel into this tunnel, which will be brutal. What's this fire going on over here? Are they just shooting at, like, dead body? Oh, there's an Imperial over there. Wait, okay, good. They cleaned him up nicely. He did not seem to be a big problem for Rico's brigade there. He thought he could get a nice little sniper shot off. Alright, let's see how Rico's brigade does on their own here, and if I need to start micromanaging and helping out, I will. Alright, so the battle over here has started now, and the Imperials in the tunnel and on the just outskirts of the tunnel here are starting to fire, but they're getting overwhelmed by a lot of Rico's brigade fire here as well. Seems like Rico's got plenty of men in the trees over here assaulting, and the majority of his army should be turning their attention towards this way as well. What's going on over here? Are there troops alive or something? No, I don't know what these guys are doing. They must think they're troops alive, but there just aren't. Alright, come on, Rico's brigade. Moving this way, please. Except this dispatch of men seems to actually be doing quite well. They've taken a few losses, it seems, but they're actually nailing a lot of these Imperial troopers and taking them out. But they haven't even really started to enter the choke point yet. Imperial troopers are laying it on pretty thick with their fire. But I think Rico's going for a sort of superiority in numbers type of a deal here with his strategy. And it seems to be working for the most part. He muscled his way through that beach very easily with little to no casualties. And it seems to be working out the same over here. A few casualties of men going down, but for the most part, they seem to be actually killing more Imperials. Except now I would say the Imperials are utilizing their choke point a little bit better, but more men are flooding in, and Rico's brigade is beginning to get more suppressive fire out. So I think it's just a matter of time before this machine gunner goes down, and Rico's brigade actually manages to break through here. And the rest of the army, yes, is moving forward this way, which is good to see. They, of course, are going to need reinforcements at some point over here. I don't know what half of the army's fascination is over here. Did someone, like, cry wolf and say, like, someone's still alive over there when there really wasn't? It's okay. The majority of the army is pushing this way towards the next point they need to capture. It seems to have gone quiet over here as Rico's brigade has actually taken out that machine gunner, and now they're just sort of regrouping, waiting to go and assault the rest of this area. Imperial troopers letting off a little bit more fire in there, keeping Rico's brigade on their toes, nailing a few more men, but for the most part Rico's brigade is still standing strong and getting some nice suppressive fire down on these guys, so they can really only pop up every few minutes or so before they have to drop back down and regather themselves, just due to the sheer amount of suppressive fire. And here comes a whole batch of reinforcements of Rico's brigade pushing through this tunnel on their own, and actually getting some nice grenades out. Didn't end up connecting with anyone, but it was a very good try. These Imperials are very close range, and they're just knocking down these Rico's brigade troopers. Nice toss of that grenade away from his men. This guy is definitely going to be receiving a medal for that. For valor. Oh, and he does it again. Nice job. He's the grenade thrower, and then he bravely runs in to get gunned down by some Imperials. But Rico's brigade is using their superiority in numbers tactic and just rushing a ton of men forward here. They're getting a bit of good suppressive fire down and actually managing to nail a few of these Imperials. But they are taking some heavy losses themselves. Not a great thing to see. Where are, like, the Wookiees and the rebels here? Come on. We need all hands on deck. Let's see if we can't get some of these. I think the Wookiees are way back here, still sort of in the woods or whatever. So let's try and get everyone forward. It does seem like the rest of the army is beginning to join Rico's brigade. The pioneers on the front here. And they are starting to clean up the rest of these Imperials. They've made a big push forward. We got one man left over here who is getting moved in on, and he immediately goes down. A couple more Imperials over here. A few last survivors, and they're getting grenaded and getting shot down due to the grenades. These guys will likely go down in a matter of seconds. Yep. There's two left over here. What are you guys doing? Why don't you shoot them? Ooh! One of Rico's brigade members goes down, but the rest of those two guys go down. We're down to the last room over here. Brutal. We got maybe a little less than 10 forest troopers in here. Wait, Rico's Brigade, don't lose interest. You haven't even captured the final point here. If we move a few troops in, the rest will follow. So the first assault of this area is going down. Imperial troops are firing upon Rico's Brigade. I really think Rico's Brigade has this battle in the bag now. Rico brought just an overwhelming number of troops, not to mention this campaign has been very, very long, so the Imperials, who have not really been getting any reinforcements here, their numbers have just dwindled as time went on, which is not a good thing for a campaign. We just saw a Wookiee warrior enter into the building but get shot down, but now the rest of Rico's Brigade appears to be avenging him as they manage to get some more kills here. Oh, big grenade right there from the Imperials. And that is going to connect with quite a number of men there who are going to go down. And the Imperials have just a few men left, one to be exact now, and he goes down as well. And that is it. That is the end of this KASHYYYK saga. Rico did a great job in finishing off there. Let's check out the losses. So yellow are Rico's Brigade, red are the Imperials. And Rico's Brigade lost a lot of men in this tunnel like I thought, but overall their superiority in numbers just worked out for them. I would argue that this was a very, very nice victory for Rico's Brigade as they lost very few men overall and managed to finally capture the rest of Kashyyyk and liberate the Wookiees, who will now be joining Rico's Brigade in their war efforts. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Comment and subscribe if you did. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.